Hi, everyone. I've got a little breathwork practice for you today. This is a traditional pranayama or breathwork practice in yoga. And I'll teach a variation today that I find is a good place to start out with if you're new to this kind of work. I will say that the breath is very powerful. It really has the potential to change how we feel. Because of that, when you're working with breath as a tool, it's really important that you pay attention to how you feel while you're doing the practice. Not all practices work for everyone the same way. If you're doing a breath work or any other practice for that matter, and you notice that you don't like how you feel, I recommend stopping and finding an experienced teacher or yoga therapist who can support you in figuring out whether this is a good practice for you to be doing and how is the best way to approach it for you. We'll just be exploring your breath a little bit in this practice. This is a variation on Viloma Pranayama that is intended to be a way for you to kind of discover what happens when we play with pauses in your breathing. You can do this practice in any comfortable position. Feel free to pause the video if you like, if you need a little more time to get settled. You can be seated or lying down or even standing. And take some time to see if you maybe would like to get a little bit more support for your body. Put on a sweater or socks, whatever you want to do to be just a little bit more comfortable where you are at the moment. And we'll start by just scanning through your body, noticing any sensations that are particularly drawing your attention right now. And sensations that grab our attention tend to be uncomfortable because that's the purpose of discomfort, is to get our attention so that we can make changes. If you know what you could do right now to be a little more comfortable, go ahead and make those changes. Take some time to also check in with some of the quieter, more subtle sensations in your body. Just getting curious about how everything is for you right now. You don't need to fix any of it. We're just getting a baseline sense, mapping out, if you will, where you are at the beginning of this practice. And as well as your body, notice how it feels to be breathing. Is your breath long or short? Is it easy or difficult? Is there maybe a difference between the inhale and the exhale? And what other words come to mind to describe your breath right now? So sometimes people sense a texture, maybe rough or smooth or thick or thin. Sometimes people sense a color or a flavor to the breath. So it doesn't have to make sense. You're just really getting to know the breath that you're starting out with as you begin this practice. And then also take a few moments here to just notice whatever you notice about your overall state, right? What's going on in your mind? What's the quality of your thoughts, your emotional sense right now? Where's your energy at? And as you're getting this sense, mapping out this sense of baseline for you, then if you're willing, we'll start to just make some changes to the breath. And the first thing we'll do is slow down and draw out your breaths a little bit. Just making sure that that feels okay. So we want to make sure that as you draw out and slow down your breath, that you're not going into a place where you feel out of breath. We're not introducing any more struggle or strain or suffering by the way that we're practicing. That isn't the intent here. And then when you're ready, the first thing that we'll try is introducing a pause into the middle of your inhale breath. So when you're ready, you'll inhale about halfway, pause lightly, inhale the rest of the breath, and then just let the exhale go nice and easy. Your body knows how to breathe out. Inhale halfway, pause lightly, inhale the rest of the breath, and then let that whole exhale go, letting the exhales happen. If this is feeling okay, continue in this way. You might almost feel like those pauses in the middle of the inhale. They're like little eddies in a stream, right? Just a little bit of a pause and a settling before the breath continues on. Take one more cycle of breath after the one you're on. And then let your breath go back towards its natural rhythm. And take a moment to check in again with how your body feels, quality of your breath, and the quality of your mind. Just scanning your experience, remapping, if you will, what had changed and what didn't change. And then we'll do another round. This time we're going to change it up a little bit if you're willing. So now you're going to take a fuller inhale. Exhale halfway, pause lightly. Exhale the rest of the breath. And then a nice, easy inhale, no strain. Exhale halfway, pause lightly. Exhale the rest of the breath. Nice, slow, easy inhale, no strain. Continue with this, pausing in the middle of the exhale. Remember, this should feel good, should feel doable for you. We shouldn't be introducing any sense of struggle or difficulty or discomfort. If you're having a hard time, let it go. Just bring some kind curiosity, if you will, to what's happening. No need to fix anything. That's it. If you're enjoying this version of the breath, do maybe one more cycle after the one you're on. And then let it go. Let your breath go back towards its natural rhythm, whatever that looks like. It very well may not be exactly the way it was before, and that's okay. And then check in again. How does your body feel? How do those things feel that you noted when you scanned your body at the beginning of the practice? What's your overall state, your mental, emotional state, your energetic state? What does your breath feel like now? What changed? And what didn't change? And we have preferences, right? We like some changes more than others. But it's all good information about what happens when we breathe in this way. So if you'd like to practice one more round, I'll lead one. You can do either of the breaths that we did before, either pausing on the inhale or pausing on the exhale, if there's one that worked better for you right now. Or if you'd like, you can try pausing in both the inhale and the exhale. So I'll lead that version, but feel free to do just one or the other if that works better for you. So when you're ready, you're going to inhale halfway, pause lightly. Inhale the rest of the breath. Exhale halfway, pause lightly. Exhale the rest of the breath. And then inhale halfway, pause lightly. Inhale the rest of the breath. Exhale halfway, pause lightly. Exhale the rest of the breath. Continuing at your own pace. Trusting whatever you feel as you're doing this. Use what you feel as your guide as to whether you're going to continue or not, and whether you're going to modify the way that you're doing this practice. That's it. Do maybe one more full cycle after the one you're on. After that's complete, you can let go of the pauses. Let go of any effort that you're making to control your breath. Being able to relinquish our control is a really important part of using our breath control, right? Both are important. And as your breath settles, take a moment now to check in with how you feel. How's your body? How's your mind? How's your energy? How's your breath? What's changed? If you enjoy this practice and find it useful, I hope you'll continue to explore it and figure out how it's helpful. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them in the comments. Take really, really good care.